Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know if I have intro. But yeah, hi everyone. Exciting guests today. Welcome to Impact Power Theory with Arnold, and today's guest is Renārs.
Hey Arnold.
Hey Renārs.
Hey. Good to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Actually, this is the first day we ever met. We met once in the Zoom a couple of months ago. And yeah, we were just talking like we are both from Latvia and we speak Latvian every day and we speak to each other Latvian. And before the podcast, Renārs was like, hey, now we switch to English, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more used to speaking English because my wife's from Poland, so we speak English during the day as well. And basically with everything I do with, content and everything's in English. So that's why I guess I even prefer to speak English more than Latvian.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that your wife is from Poland. That's pretty cool. I want to ask you about how you met. Yeah, but before that, I want to just introduce Renārs to audience. So Renārs is currently working for Rob Dial, my mentor, and also he runs a coaching business. He has experience in sales for 10 years?
Almost 10 years, yeah.
Almost 10 years. He done door-to-door sales every summer for 7 years. 7 years in which state?
Many states. Mostly Midwest, so like Nebraska, North Dakota, Indiana, all those.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So where is that?
Nebraska is like, if you would take US, it's literally smack in the middle of US.
In the middle.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's flat and dry and a lot of corn. That's all you get there.
Oh, yeah. And I believe heavy bag with the books is making it even better.
And the humid heat, yeah.
Oh, 7 years.
7 years, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, and before I invite every guest, I ask this question about, hey, but what do you want to talk about? And Renars told me two big problems that currently he sees in a society. That one is the hustle culture, that you always have to accomplish the next goal, be better, make more money and all that. So we're going to talk about that. And the second thing is about dreaming, that not a lot of people talk about dreams. Not a lot of people are like confident to say, hey, this is my goal, this is my dream. And we're going to touch that. I hope so.
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right. So you and your wife, what's your wife's name, by the way?
Janetta.
Janetta.
And she actually did the exact same program I did. So we both went to US, but she just did it from Poland. She was studying in Poland. So I was supposed to be her, I know you can call it a boss or just her leader for the summer team. And that's how we just started working together. And after summer, I decided to go on a first day to Poland, and then we started dating. Yeah,
That's amazing.
It was 5 years ago.
5 years ago, and in this September,
we're getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
It's a heck of a story, yeah.
Yeah. So all right, it's so interesting that these door-to-door sales and the work in America is tied also together with your wife. Soon to be. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she also did it for 7 summers.
Yeah. All right. So I don't I kind of know what are these door-to-door sales, but I haven't experienced it myself. I've only heard, because in Latvia here, we don't do that. Like sales even, it's like for the first time I heard about sales when I was in the BB. So yeah, can you share more how you got into that program?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so basically it's a program that gives like university students the chance to go to US and then work all summer, make some money, grow, learn business skills, leadership skills, sales skills. And I just remember I was in university, my first course, and some random guy just gave me a call. He was like, hey, one of your course mates recommended to reach out to you. He's like, hey, there's this program. You can go to US. I was like, sold. I'm ready. Let's go. I was like, US, let's go. I don't know why, but for a long time I always wanted to go to the States. I wanted to live there and work there, and so when that opportunity came, I was just like all in. I was ready to
Yeah.
do it, and yeah, he just invited me for this first whatever, like a presentation or a meeting. So I went to see him. He explained the whole program, and I loved the idea. I mean, he said right away it's gonna be hard work. You're gonna, go door to door and try to sell some books, and it sounds like super random. Like, what the heck? But I don't know. It spoke to me right away. It just felt like this necessary challenge to kind of grow myself, and I was super excited to go. I did have a lot of excuses not to go that first summer, because he called me and it was March, so there are only like 2 months left till summer, and I had a trip booked for summer. I had some concerts that I was supposed to go. And then I was like, screw it, cancel all that. Let's go to the US. And yeah, I no regrets at all. I had like Prāta Vētras concert tickets and some trip to Russia, and but I canceled all. I was like, let's go to America and let's sell some books, as crazy as it sounds. And
So-
yeah, and then there was this preparation for 2.5 months. Usually, most people are recruited already in the fall, so they have almost like 6-7 months to prepare. I had just 2, but I still loved it. Yeah.
Okay, so what did you have to prepare, and can you share more about this first journey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole beginning, the whole preparation, it was, as they teach us as well, the 2 most important things in sales and when you work, especially door to door, is schedule and attitude. So basically, working hard and doing it with a positive attitude. And those are kind of obvious things, but at the same time, when you're there, when you're working 13 hours, it's not so easy. It's not so easy to keep going no matter what. It's not so easy to stay positive when
Why? Why though?
it's a very hard thing to explain, because I was recruiting a lot of people as well and teaching a lot of people, and you always try to put them there emotionally. You try, imagine you've never knocked on doors, you've never tried to sell anything door to door, and you try to explain to somebody you're going to be running between doors like 13 hours, like 50 people at least will tell you no every single day, and you have to stay positive. Most people would be like, no, that's fine, no big deal, it's just a no big deal. But when you make money only from the sales you make, and you get no, it starts getting you somehow. Like it's you start feeling that pressure, and you start feeling emotional if you can't sell, and it's really hard to really imagine it before you're actually there. So that's why as well, when we had those first year students who were going, we did our best to make sure that they're ready and that they're good candidates, but you never know.
So what is the getting ready phase? How did you get ready for the first trip?
Yeah, the first one, we do a lot of what our mentors are teaching us is how to go out of comfort zone. For example, one thing that they do every single year here in Latvia is they do what is called a spring knock. So around April, all the students who are going for the first summer or who are going for second, third, whatever, they do door to door in Latvia. So for one whole day, they go all around Latvia. They go door to door and they collect donations for Sosbērnu ciemat.
Yeah.
And that is, it's kind of 2 in 1, right? Because you do a good thing, you collect donations that go to the SOS villages, but at the same time, it's the best practice for them to really go out and knock and train how to sell and how to do it. So that is one big thing, is just going out of comfort zone. I remember I was selling like pens on the street just to get some out of comfort zone, some challenge and some...
Here in Latvia?
Here in Latvia, yeah. You go buy pens for 20 cents and then you try to sell them for 50, you try to sell them for euros. So it's kind of like a business. You make money at the end, but it's just to go out of your comfort zone. Or another thing I was doing is doing selfies with random people. Every day you need to take a selfie with a random person.
That's what I teach, to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not what everybody does, but if you feel there's somebody who really needs to go out of comfort zone or challenge them, like if they haven't done anything big in their lives before, then you would give like small tasks like that. But in general, like we did a lot of technical preparation as well, because there's a sales talk that you learn, right? Because there's a
Can you do a pitch?
Can I still do a pitch?
Yeah.
That would be the right question. But it was always funny approach, like, because approach started like, hey, how are you? And then you kind of introduce yourself in a way that, hey, I'm a college student from Europe. And
You don't say Latvia because no one
no,
knows.
nobody cares. They think Europe is a country. So you just say Europe, and then you ask, like, you can probably tell because I have an accent, right? And they always had a good laugh. They're like, yeah, you have a strong accent. Like that. But your job was just to kind of get them to sit down with you so you can go deeper into the books, right? And like on average a day, you would meet around 40, 50 people, and like 10 to 15 would sit down with you to actually hear more about what you got and your books. But yeah, preparation was a lot about sales talk and technically getting better. We had like meetings. I still remember one of my favorite memories is when I was preparing for my first summer. We had practice meetings at 6:30 in the morning in Riga in the office. And I was living in Čakava, and I remember still one time when I was biking to that practice meeting, and roads were
Around
completely...
hour, right?
It was like, it was probably like an hour. I don't remember how long it took, but it was, I was just biking and listening to podcasts with Terry Crews about discipline, and I was like, fuck yeah, this is great. So yeah, it was a lot of emotional prep and a lot of technical prep. Reading a lot. There was every week there was meetings where they were teaching us how to sell better, and so preparation in general. What Southwestern offers, the preparation is insane. Like the mentorship and everything that's taught, and everything from self-development side as well. It was insane. The biggest problem for people is that literally when you go, everything that you learned, you just forget, because it really gets emotional when it's super hard, when you're working those long hours. It's like 35 degrees outside and you're like melting and everybody's saying no, and you're like, oh, gotta go to the next door. And so it's emotionally very, very hard. So yeah.
So tell me more about the first trip. Like, you go there, you don't have this memories of 35 degrees, of the nose, of the rejections. You trained for 2 months, and what was your first, like, do you remember the first day?
I remember the first day very well, yeah. It was, luckily for me, I was super excited. So first, I would say like first week or 2 weeks, you run on excitement. You're just excited, you don't care about anything, you're fine. When excitement goes down, that's when it gets hard. But that's how it is in most jobs. And when you start a coaching business, you're excited, you're like, let's help people. Then it gets a little bit harder, right? And it goes down.
Belly to despair.
Exactly, right? You go through that. You got to get through it. You got to get up. But my first day, so how it looks, first, when you go, you still have sales school in Nashville. That's where the company is based. And there's a 4 or 5 day sales school. It's full day of, there's like 500 students from Europe every year who was participating. And the sales school is for all those students. And everybody together, there's big meetings where everybody's preparing, learning about, sales, about the products, about everything. And that is also like the whole day, 13 hours, you're practicing your sales talks, your pitches, your everything. But that was super exciting, yeah. And that's always also super hard because you're running a lot, you're practicing a lot. It's usually in a lot of heat. But then after that, we were driving. My first summer was in Indiana. I love that state. It was awesome. There was so much corn, but people were so nice. And but we drove to the territory, and we were there around like 5:00 in the evening, and then we did what we called getting your feet wet. That you don't start with like a full day, but you already arrive and you go just knock on some doors just to get those jitters out. And we stopped in Walmart, and my manager, he was like, "Okay, there's the houses across the street. Go knock." I was like, nice. We went to buy a bike, and I was like, let's go. And the moment I went to the doors, hail started. It was like hail was falling. It was raining. It was crazy, but I was so excited. And
you were trying to sell wet books.
Pretty much. Well, you have, how it looks, you have your sample books with you. So you just carry like 2 sample
What
books.
kind of books are they? Like Harry Potter or?
No, they're educational books. So there's for school age kids. So your perfect client is like families. You only try to meet families. You don't try to talk with old people or with, young people, but with families who have kids. And main books were basically like school books. So they helped you with homework. And one of the biggest selling points we had that parents can't really help their kids with homework anymore because things have changed a lot. And this is funny. This is what they show even in movies, when some parent wants to help, but math is so different, and now they can't help anymore. And so yeah, our books they just
they feel this gap between parents not being able to help with their
with homework and just in general, it was like a time saver. So books were really good. Like product was good. It was very helpful. There were books also for little kids, also like educational but fun. So the client was only families, right? So our job was to find families in the territory, right? So yeah, that's the kind of books.
So you have samples, and then how the
Yeah, so there you have samples, and you just explain through a sample, and then if they want to order, you just take the order, and books are shipped to them.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So you don't have to carry like you know
I was imagining like carrying the bookshelf on your back
or pulling like a cart behind you, with books.
Yeah, like cookie.
Skilled cookie. That's a lot. That's what a lot of people think. Yeah, but when you do buy a car, because later in the summer I bought a car and I was working with a car, then you just order the books to yourself, and then you do have them with you. So when they buy, you just go to the car and you bring them the books. And
so it's a level up game. So you buy
Exactly.
a bike, then you earn money. You buy a car,
stepping
then
up,
plane.
So it became easier, in that way that you can have the books, and people also like that you can just deliver right away and give it to them rather than you take the order and you're like, wait for the books, they'll come in 2 weeks, so that helps.
So when do you remember your first sale?
Yes.
After how many no's and after how many like tries you got that?
I'm pretty sure that was my 3rd day. So first days I didn't sell anything. My first day, like full day, my tablet charged out in the middle, so I had no map. So I was just running around and just knocking randomly on doors. But then I learned from my mistake. I got a power bank, so my tablet wouldn't charge out. But my first client was a guy who himself, he used to sell books for the same company like 20 years ago or something. And we used to meet a lot of those people because the company, Southwestern Advantage, has been around for 160 years.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people have gone through
160 years, so probably 160 years.
1855.
They sold
They used to sell
scrolls?
No,
That's too old.
they used to sell at the beginning. They're a publishing company. Then door to door, they used to sell Bibles, and then they sold like encyclopedias door to door, and now it's all gone to like more educational stuff. But we still get a lot of people who come to like through recruitment process. They're like, I heard that you guys just go door to door and sell Bibles. Like, no, not really. No, we don't do that.
I mean, the Bible is the top one sold book there ever
Yeah,
is.
that's what I've heard. So might be a good market.
So how was the feeling? Like 2 days, challenges, tablet charged off. How did you feel when you finally got the first sale?
Was good. I remember I was stressful signing him up because even though we learned what you should do on tablet, how to take the order, when you're there, you're like, what do I type here? What's happening here? What do I choose? Yeah. I remember just giving him the tablet. He was like, okay, I'll just figure this out. and it's crazy, right? And this very well goes together with anything that we start in life, right? At the beginning, you're stressed, you don't know what to do, and you're just trying to figure it out, and you're scared, and there's a lot of fear, but it's just gotta get through those first few times, and then it becomes so natural and so easy. It's like so smooth afterwards, and but that guy, funny story, he actually ended up canceling because they have 3-day cancellation period when they can cancel. Next day he canceled the books. So that was happening quite a bit. And if you're not very good at sales, either people sometimes feel pressured, right? Or
do they pay?
They do pay either they could do payments or they could pay everything right away. If you have the books, a lot of people are just paying in full because they pay. You leave the books, kind of easy.
Yeah. All right. This program, we were talking before, and I heard about this program too, but I heard negative comments like you go to USA, they don't even pay you. The work is hard. It's totally not worth it. And when I heard your story, 7 years in a row,
Bit different, eh?
yeah, but different experience. Like you rose, like. So what makes a difference with a person like you who go there 7 years and improve yourself and see this as a really like a big personal development teachings experiencing with someone who just it sucks?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And I mean, every year from Latvia, there's over 100 people who go. So it is a very popular program and a lot of people do it. And I mentioned before that, you know, when you recruit, they're also trying to really find people that would do good in the program. And usually I know they take into, and I used to recruit as well, right? So I can just speak from my experience that I was always looking at whether a person has some previous life successes, right? Whether he has gone through some hard things. What I noticed, the people who do the best are the ones who used to do some sport for like, no, kind of not necessarily like in a professional level, but they were in a team, they were, you know, working, they have discipline built. Those are the ones who usually do the best. So even though we always try to find people and figure out like who would really do good and who wouldn't, still there's always, every year there's, I would say like 5% of everybody who goes, they just quit in the middle of the summer. They're like, no, I can't handle this. I'm, you know, going back. And those are the ones from who usually comes those, some bad reviews and stuff. Yeah. I don't think that anybody who has actually finished the summer would leave any like bad review. And the reason in general, like why some succeed and why some don't, is because before you go, you are explained and you are told that it will be hard. And this is what I was saying before, right? That we do our best to explain to you how hard it's going to be. But it's impossible to put you in those shoes and really make you feel those emotions, how it's going to feel. And that's why there are people who think that, I'll manage, right? And then they go and they actually understand how hard it is. And then they, you know, decide to quit. And those are the only ones who leave some bad reviews. And every year there's usually around like 5 to 10% of people who just go back, who say like, I can't handle this, I quit. And and the biggest thing is in the mindset, I would say. I even remember after my first summer, when I was flying back, I was in the airport and I met another person from Latvia who also just finished their first summer. And I remember I was feeling like I learned so much, like all this hard work, and I felt like a different person. I was so excited. I was so motivated to do so many things. But I remember talking to this one girl. I asked her like, hey, how was your summer? What did you learn? She was like, it was all right, you know, nothing much. It's like, what the hell? You worked so hard, you know, you fought, you worked with rejection. How could you not learn like a lot? And it's just what you take from it yourself, right? Or even how you go into this program. If you go with the mindset that you're going to learn a lot. Because if we talk about money, the first summer to make very good money.
How much did you make in the first summer?
In the first summer, I made around $9,000.
That's a clear...
No. If you take minus expenses, because to go, you also invest your own money.
Yeah, to buy tickets.
To buy tickets and to buy visa, which I think makes perfect sense, because if you don't invest into yourself, there's a less chance that you will be motivated to actually work. And I know some people are like, oh, I got to invest, I got to pay for tickets myself. Like, no, if we would, I think there were even years when the company used to cover those costs, but there's just people don't have motivation, right? It's taking care for them, so why would they kind of fight for it and work for it? But yeah, I used to, after all the expenses, plus also I was thinking about next summer, right? I knew that I'm gonna go for the next one, so I had to save also for visa again and for tickets again. No expenses first summer, they're probably like 5,000, 5,000 with everything. So profit first summer, it's not so easy to make profit. I've had the people that I've worked with and that have been in my team, and they've made like 25,000 their first summer. I had my sixth summer when I was working with Gustav's. He's selling books now in Washington, but he made like 25,000, something around that his first summer. And so you still can make money first summer, but I wouldn't count on it. That shouldn't be the reason to go and do it.
Yeah.
Later, next summers you can make very good money if you.
So what was the best year for you?
Best year for me was money-wise. It was around like 50 something thousand in the summer. But that year my expenses were also super high. It was like 10,000 I left. Because car rental. First summer you don't rent a car, you just buy a bike in Walmart, and in Walmart they have a cool policy that you can return the bike. Even if you've used it. You just give it back, you say, something's not working, and they take it back.
And they give you the same exact money.
They give you the money back, yeah. And, so it was less expenses, but then next summers I started renting a car, you just rent from Avis or whatever, and after COVID especially, those prices, it was like I paid probably 3,000 for a car for 3 months just for rental.
Yeah, that sounds a lot.
It was, yeah. Before COVID, it was like 400 per month.
Yeah.
Because during COVID, they had to sell a lot of cars, and so everything got more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned about meeting this girl who said, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, I see excitement, I see passion in you. So why do you think that you have this excitement? I'm trying to bring you back to the start.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
Down memory lane. I would say it's still very much connected with what I had done before and just the mindset before. Because I was into personal development, I was into growing myself and challenging myself, and I went into the program not with a mindset to make money. I went there to really just challenge myself and learn, and that's exactly what I got out of that summer. I really challenged myself. It was hard, and I grew, and I learned a lot. It was amazing. So I think it really just comes back to what I did before and how I was working with myself before. Because funny story, like when this guy called me to invite me to this presentation, to this meeting, I was working in Evolution Gaming, so dealing cards, right, in this virtual casino, and it was a very kind of down period in my life. But in my head all the time I was thinking that I'm meant for something bigger. I want to find something bigger. So when he called me, it just instantly clicked. It was like, okay, this is it. This is where I'm gonna grow, and yeah, I think that was the biggest difference probably, because a lot of people go in it for money, right? And then they don't make first summer and they're disappointed. But I knew what I went in for, and I was happy.
Yeah, I love that. How did you start your personal development journey? Like you say about mindset, about growing. What does it mean? Like, and how did you start?
Yeah, it was also just one kind of like a situation or one moment that put me on that journey. When I was 16, my stepdad bought me a book as a gift for my birthday called The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. And I read that book, and I wasn't a reader. I hated reading books. That was my first book I read from cover to cover. And I still remember we were on some school trip to Germany or to Poland, and I was reading this book while I was there, and it was just revolutionary in my mind. I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. For one of the first chapters was just like, take 100% responsibility of your life. I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense, right? Let's do it. And then I started really kind of focusing on those things, and I started taking action. I started putting that into practice. And I even remember after I read this book, I really wanted my friends to also read it and to make that change, but none of my friends were readers. They're like, no way I'm going to read a book. It was like 340 pages or something. So what I did, I started reading it again every day. I read a chapter and I was writing like a summary of this chapter and sending it to my friends so they would at least read the summary. And I was so passionate about it. I just wanted to share it with my friends and people around me. And that's when it started. Yeah, and that's when
How did they respond?
I think they loved it. They were reading it. And then after I had finished this like whole book again with this like summary and this, I still have this file somewhere in my Google Drive. I remember sharing it with a few other people, and I still have one friend. She comes back to this like summary quite a bit, and she always writes me and thanks me that, hey, thank you for sending this summary to me.
Wow.
And so that was a game changer. And after that, I read a bunch of other books about all that and growth and everything. That's when I started actually reading books, and it was absolute game changer. That was one, and then joining this Southwestern program, that was other kind of pivot point in my life.
Yeah, amazing. I love how these like experiences come to you. You just kind of feel this inside, and then the circumstances happen.
Yeah, I guess so.
Taking 100% responsibility, love that. How, like 16, how did you take 100% responsibility? How did your life change? Like when you're 16, you probably do school. But how exactly, like, how did you practice these things?
It's a good question. I guess, and that's also one of the biggest things, that there wasn't a lot of kind of like hard things where I could practice it. I would say first time I really had to put it in practice is when I went to summer to sell books, because that's when it was like super challenging. But before that, I really started working out. I remember putting a lot of focus on that and staying disciplined, and just kind of putting myself out there a little bit more. But yeah, honestly, there weren't a lot of places to put it in practice. But at least I was keeping it in my mind for future, I guess.
Yeah, felt like something powerful was growing in
Yeah,
you.
exactly. It was growing, but yeah, in high school there wasn't. I mean, I probably could have done more, but there weren't like a lot of opportunities. I was studying in Czechia, so not too far from Riga, right? But it was like, I mean, like a small school, I guess. It wasn't like Riga, right? And there weren't so many opportunities like it would be in Riga or something.
Yeah, I love hearing, like, I haven't met anyone who says I love reading since the day we're born, but everyone who loves reading, they have this one book that changed their lives. And for me is the first book I bought and read and loved it is the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Have you read it?
I don't think I have. I have it, but I haven't read it.
It was a game changer for me. When I was 23, that was the time that I got into the personal development and started waking up at 5 a.m. and changing my life completely. And also about taking responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Like in that summer, there was experience that I didn't pass a microbiology exam, and I blamed the doctor who actually, like, he graded me. And I said, that stupid doctor, he didn't pass me. I knew,
Sure,
but after some time, I was like, shit, I didn't know. I was the one why I didn't pass.
it's a good skill, right, to have.
Yeah, and that sad experience, not sad, but it opened my eyes that, yeah, you got to take 100% responsibility. Like everything you do is you. So
there's this book, Extreme Ownership, as well. I don't know if you know, by Jocko Willing. He's like he was a Navy SEALs commander, and he helps businesses grow, I guess. And he just wrote this book, Extreme Ownership, and it's specifically about how to take like ownership of all the mistakes and everything that's happened. And he gives, I love in his book, he gives examples of both like from his military career, where it was very important, and now in business, how important it is to take responsibility. So good book to read. Yeah.
I think I listened to the podcast, him and Tom Billio.
Okay.
Impact impact theory. This
Yeah.
is impact power. Funny, yeah. But when you said about the ownership of a book, I listened to the podcast. Yeah. So we are moving forwards, and the two things that you said about the hustle culture.
Yeah.
Can you share more about especially nowadays, the hustle culture? Why it's such a big topic to talk about?
Well, I believe that it's just more and more everywhere you look, especially on social media and all around, people are like presenting this hustle culture as the thing you need to grow, to succeed in life. And well, I agree with some of the points, right? You need to hustle, you need to work hard. At the same time, what I've noticed is that people are afraid to take it easy. They're afraid to even take a break. I had put a story asking a question like, hey, when was the last time when you took a break without feeling guilty? The most common answer was never. Right?
Yeah.
And it's stupid, right? And we're just built so much into this that you need to hustle, because that's what a lot of people who are more on the top, who are more successful, that's what they advertise, that you gotta hustle, you gotta wake up at 5 a.m., take cold showers all the time, and hustle. And then we are just afraid to rest, or even when we do take a break, we feel guilty about it for some reason. And I think it's hurting like general balance and well-being of your life so much.
I mean, hearing about you and your experience in USA, the 12 to 13 hours a day work, it seems like a hustle grind.
It absolutely was. And that's where I learned that it's not always good. Because in general, in Southwestern, it wasn't very common to talk about, hard things. Because it's like a positive, it was a positive bubble. Everybody was in a bubble. Everybody was like, let's grow, let's learn, let's, work 12 hours every day. And when I was young, I enjoyed it. I loved it. When I was in the summer, I was working 13 hours. When I was back here with recruiting and working on myself, I was working 12 hours in the office. And it was great until a point when it just started being too much. And then it was very hard for me to, without feeling bad, to take a break or take care of myself, because nobody really talked about it. And from one side, it's a good thing because you learn how to work hard, which is great. You learn how to hustle. You need to know that for specific moments in your life. But I think we should more often just talk also about the other side, that it's okay to take a break without feeling bad about it. Because in the summer, we worked, literally, like my first summer, I worked almost 13 and a half hours every day. We worked 6 days a week for the whole summer. We had only Sundays off when we still had our meetings, and it was good, and you learn how to work hard. But there are multiple summers when I come back and I'm so burnt out. I just want to sit at home, do nothing, but I'm feeling bad about it because I look around and other people there are, hustling, and they keep going, and they're like, let's do it. And you just start feeling bad about yourself. And now more when I've learned how to take it a little bit easier, how to be calmer. I don't need to always hustle. I've noticed that like a lot of other people are coming forward, and I noticed that a lot of people were struggling mentally with that, and that it actually did take a toll on their bodies, on their mental as well. So it's good from one side, but you always need to know when to kind of take a break and take a rest. And that's what I've noticed is the hardest for people, is just hustle, but know when you need to, draw a line and say like, okay, now I need a break. I'm not going to feel guilty about it. I'm going to do whatever. I'm just going to rest. And that seems like the biggest struggle for most.
So, yeah. How did, like, what experienced you, like, from hustle to ending up in this place where you understand that hustle is not working, that you should rest? And you mentioned the emotion, blame, and feeling guilty about the rest. How did you overcome that?
It's hard. I mean, I still sometimes feel guilty. Even a couple of days ago, I woke up with a headache, and I was not at my 100%, and I wanted to get some work done, and I started working. I started feeling even worse. My head was hurting. I was like, okay, I have some time. I'll just lay on the couch, watch a movie. I turn on a movie, and I'm like, oh, but I should be doing that. I should be doing that. And I'm just talking to myself, and I'm calming myself down like, no, it's okay. It's okay to take a rest. Don't worry. Your life's not gonna, it's not gonna go bad just because you take a bit of a rest. So it's a work in progress, but just realizing that if you do keep going on like that, it's gonna cause a bigger burnout that's gonna last for months without you being able to be productive or get stuff done. That helped me realize that, okay, it's better to take a day off rather than burn out and, for 2 months not be able to do anything. Because I've gone through that as well, and I've had a lot of people around me who've gone through that when you reach that point when you get so burnt out or so mentally drained that all you can do is just sit on the couch and scroll your Instagram reels, right, for an hour, 2 hours, and what good is that? It's better to take a break and get back to normal you.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm trying to find my work schedule also. I could do work for 5 days and then 2 days off, and sometimes find it's hard to, when I do take time off and completely detach from work or anything, sometimes it's harder to go the next day and do the work. And for me, if I do one day really good, I can wake up and do tomorrow really good too, because I remember myself doing good. And it's sometimes so hard to find a balance. What's this balance, or what's the best way how you work and how you rest without feeling guilty?
Yeah, and with this, I think it's very different for each person, because another, maybe a bit of a detour here, but important thing to keep in mind is that I was recently listening to a podcast with Chris Williamson, and he was explaining this kind of difference between motivation, discipline, and obsession.
I think I watched it too.
Yeah, it was very good, right? Yeah. And he was explaining about this obsession, and I totally agree with that. If you are obsessed about something, use that fuel, right? If you're obsessed about building a new business, spend more hours with it. It's fine, right? Nothing's going to happen to you. But the moment you start noticing that you need that break, that's when you should take it, right? It doesn't mean that you always should have this work-life balance and always have perfect, amount of hours you're working, then resting. But just finding what feels good to you and listening to yourself. That's what I believe in. For me personally, I'm similar like you. I don't like to take, a whole day when I don't do anything. So I just get bored and you lose momentum and it just doesn't feel good. And maybe it's because I'm used to, in Southwestern, right? We used to work 6 days. You work and you just have one day off, or even on the same day you go work a little bit. So I'm the same way. On Saturdays, Sundays, I don't like to just not do anything. I like to work on something that I love, my projects, my whatever systems, my future projects that I'm planning. So I do like to do that. But once again, it's different for everybody. You got to understand what works for you and what feels good for you in that season of your life, because those can also change quite a bit.
Yeah, love that you mentioned the obsession, and in my mind, it's only a crazy person can do the work that hard, that a lot. Other people would look at, oh, you're doing that a lot of work, and when you do your passion, when you have this obsession, the work doesn't feel like work. And yeah, it's a motivation is you have to push yourself, but when you have this obsession, this passion, you get pulled.
Yeah,
and it's kind of easy to take action. And actually, one of my sticky notes there is, do not force yourself to do anything. And it's I
love that.
Underlying is you don't push yourself, you get into the state of pull. And I did a reel recently about saying, hey, here's the best advice, how to push yourself to go to the gym. If you have to push yourself, don't go to the gym. So And I was telling you about my alcohol addiction before, and if you see road ahead, like the vision, where you will end up on one road and where you will end up on the other road, if you can picture that really, really good, then you just get pulled towards. And it's so interesting by just saying about the vision. The second thing you mentioned about the thing that's very important right now and meaningful for you is the dreams. People don't talk about dreams. Don't talk about, hey, what do you want to achieve in 1 year? I mean, our society, our group of people where hi Gucci, he also likes to join sometime. Our society where we communicate with people, coaches, mentors, like personal development space, they talk about dreams, they talk about goals. And there are other people who are not in this, they don't. So, the question is, why do you think that right now it's such a taboo to talk about dreams, talk about,
I think it's always been like that. That's what they teach us at school as well. Go study, go find a good job, go work the job for 40 years, retire, good pension, all good.
Yay!
Yeah, sounds so exciting, right? But with dreaming, and I think there's also a big difference between setting goals and actually dreaming. There's this book, What's Your Dream by Simon Squibb. I don't know if you've heard him. He's the guy, I'm sure you've seen his videos where he walks up to people on the street.
Oh, what's your dream?
What's your dream, right?
Yeah.
And he has a book, and my wife is reading the book now, and she's like getting so inspired and she loves it. And he was writing in the book as well, like about the difference between a goal and dream. And dream is, and at least how I look at it as well, is that dream is something kind of like bigger, something that is very scary, and something bigger that most people, they don't even allow themselves to think about it because it's so huge, or it's probably not even possible, right? Or how am I gonna build that huge business? Like, it's so far in the future, right? And too many people, I believe, have become what they call realists. Like, oh, how am I gonna build that business? I don't know, how am I gonna do that or do that, right? And they start thinking too realistically. But I consider myself an optimist, and I love it because I rather dream and set like huge goals, and even if I don't achieve them, I probably still achieved more than this realist who set himself such a low goal and reached it, right?
I mean, aim for the stars if you land on the moon.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I've always been like that, and the Simon Squibb, he was telling in one interview that he once walked up to the girl, asked her what is her dream, and she said that her dream is to sing, to be a singer. He was like, okay, you have millions watching, here's your chance, sing. She's like, oh no, I'm too shy, or I can't do that. And he was explaining that it's your dream. You said it's your dream to sing, and now I've given you opportunity to fulfill it, right? To get somewhere with it, and you just chicken out of it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do that with their dreams, and it connects to I recently got this cool idea about like being courageous. That courage is more important than even like confidence, because being courageous just means that you're okay taking that action no matter where it leads you. And this is I think
confidence is given you by taking action.
Yeah, exactly. And without courage you can't achieve anything. And this is what Alex Hormozy was saying on one of the podcasts, that he will have a kid soon, and he was asked, like, what would be one thing you would want to teach your kid? And he said courage, because without it you can't start anything, you can't build anything, you need it to take action. And it goes together with having those dreams, that a lot of people are too realistic, like, what if it doesn't work, right? Or what if I don't know how to do this, and
I'm not good enough.
Yeah, that comes I mean, that comes to everybody, right? You
Yeah.
just gotta work past it. But it's just taking some action, and I've been there as well. That you're stopped because there's those thoughts like, I don't know how to do this, right? But I keep reminding myself, I don't know, but there's no reason why I can't figure it out. There's so many resources. There's so many ways to learn. So people they should dream more. They should let themselves dream and set high goals and not be so scared. And in the sales, we had the same in Southwestern when I was working with my teams, with my people, and we always worked through goals. And if they made like 10,000 last summer, I asked what they want to make next summer, and they say 15,000. And I always wanted to challenge them, like, okay, you went the first summer, you didn't know anything about the job. You're going the second summer, you know exactly what to expect. You should know exactly what you need to work on. Why would you only grow by 5,000? It's like crazy. Set bigger goals, double, triple, 4 times. And even if you don't achieve it, you're still going to do better. And funny thing, the answer that I always got was, I don't want to like not achieve my goal, or I'm going to feel bad if I don't achieve my goal. I'm like, but why? It's your choice whether you feel bad if you don't achieve that goal or not. Set higher, and even if you don't achieve it, you should still feel good about it. And yeah, I think people have become too much realistic and too scared of setting bigger goals, bigger dreams. So that should change.
Yeah, love what you said about the courage. And there's this list that when people get old, they get asked, "What do you regret?" And none of them say, "Oh, I had this dream to sing, and I got this opportunity, and I tried to sing." They don't say that. They say, "I had this opportunity, but I wasn't so courageous that I just didn't go there." So, Renārs, I want to ask you, what's your dream?
My dream is to one day I want to have like a business or a company that is helping young people, because I think that we're getting a bit lost. Young people are getting a bit lost, and I'm a strong believer in common sense, and unfortunately, common sense is not so common anymore. And that's what I would love to do, is inspire students, inspire school-age kids to work hard, and to build the lives that they want to build, and really dream big. So one day.
Love that. All right, as we close to the finish of the episode, love talking to you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
love the energy. I love the ideas that you share. Love the mindset. Amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, the question that I ask my guest at the end is, imagine a new world and people don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
You are there and you can give them 3 values or 3 lessons or 3, like, what would you like to give to this new society to build upon?
Mm-hmm. First one I would say is be kind. I always believe this, that if you're kind to others, things will come back, and life will just be better if you're kind yourself. Even if other people are not nice to you, you should always be kind to them, because you being negative, most of the times doesn't affect them, it affects you.
And it's so interesting that it comes from you, who in 7 years, I guess that you've faced more rejection than a normal person would ever in this lifetime.
And that's where I think I learned it, because with the rejection, you start to feel a bit of anger sometimes, because people sometimes are, not nice. Let's put it in a nice way. And through that rejection, you go through it a lot. And I've learned that you never know what is happening with that person or in their lives, right? Sometimes you knock on their doors and they come out screaming. They're like, "What are you doing? It's 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm sleeping. You woke me up. Everything's bad." And sometimes you want to get angry, but it's important to learn how to be kind even to those people. Just say, "Hey, sorry about that. No worries. Here's my business card. Let me know if I can help you some other time." It's such a hard skill to learn, but I think everybody could benefit from it so much on day to day, right? I mean, you get cut off while driving a car, right? Or somebody bumps into you on the road, and there's many things to feel angry about, but what's the point, right?
Yeah.
So it's better to be nice and kind to people. So,
Right. So the be kind.
yeah. Second one, I would say, do what you say. This also comes from Southwestern because they really kind of drilled it into us that do what you say, and I love that. And it goes both for do what you say to others, but more importantly, for me at least, more importantly, is what I tell myself that I follow through. Because I've noticed that when my life is going good, when I'm feeling good, joyful, happy, I enjoy life, it usually happens when I really do what I say and I know that I can trust myself. And sometimes when I lose myself, I notice that I tell myself, let's go to the gym tomorrow. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, no, I'd rather not, Tomorrow definitely will be better, I'll feel better. And yeah, I've caught myself when I start doing that, then like everything in life starts going down. So follow through on what you say. If you tell yourself, let's go to the gym tomorrow, no matter how you feel, just go that day. Next time, just don't tell yourself if you're not sure if you're going to go. So yeah, do what you say would be another important one for me. And then third one, I would say dream big. Let yourself dream, have big goals and take that first step. Even if the road to your goals seems foggy and unclear or unfinished, still set high goals, let yourself dream, and just start taking one small step towards your dreams. Yeah.
Love that. There was this not quote but message that I read that to go from New York, which is the east side, to the west side, to Los Angeles, you don't need to see all the way through, right?
Yeah.
You just need to see the next the 10 meters in front of you. So love that. Be kind. Say what you mean. What you say what you mean, and dream big. Yeah, love that. I think taking these three things and building a society of that, big, dreaming big society. Yeah,
big and nice society. People nice to each other, and everybody's big.
Yeah, lovely. So I want to ask you, do you have any wish or what's the word that you want to give to the audience and the dear listeners?
I would say what I've been saying this whole time. Let yourselves dream big, take action, and everything else will happen.
Love that. And where can people find you?
On Instagram, it's Renārs Ozoliņš. That's my tag on Instagram.
Cool. All right, Renars. It was
nice.
A pleasure talking to you and first time meeting. And I'm sure we're going to make another episode in some time.
Let's do it.
But yeah, thanks for the time and awesome talk.
Thanks for having me, Arnold. It's been nice. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
All righty. Switch off.
Ja, riktigt nice. Es domāju, ka mēs varētu iet vēl un vēl.